just edit this for me. When I leave this world, I take my ideas to the graveyard too. Impossible is just a word people use to describe something that they can't do. Impossible is spending 27 years in prison and still coming out with the clearest vision. Impossible is the life of Nelson Mandela. Impossible is the life of Nelson Mandela. But the world doesn't need a Nelson Mandela. The world needs you. The best version of yourself that you have to offer.
Commit to an ideal. Diversity.
Generation together for all issues young people care about. More than an event, it launches a year of actions for social change. You can't buy a ticket to WEday, you earn it through service. Tens of thousands in attendance, hundreds of thousands watching online, millions watching on TV. Born out of a dream. For us to be better, for the world to be better. Youth is not wasted on the young. WEday is our generation.
WEday is all of you, the few, the dedicated, coming together to change this world.
I'm the cat with the bass and drum, going around like bum bum bum.
My legs would be removed due to a genetic disease. And after my surgeries, my family and I were told by the doctors that I won't be able to sit up on myself, that I won't be able to walk, and that I probably can't and won't be a functioning member of society. But my family and I refused to accept that. And now, 33 years later, I stand here as living proof that there is no cancer. Now, when I got to university, after I graduated, I had everything, money, material possessions, but it didn't make me happy like the world often tells us it will. But I didn't know how to fix that. So a good friend of mine called and invited me to go on a volunteer trip to Kenya to help build a school for Free the Children. And at first I was like, what? So remember, standing on my hands, I'm 2'7" tall. I'm pretty sure that's a snack to half the animals in Kenya. And I don't want to be Meals on Wheels, thank you. But I knew that I needed to take a risk, so I went to Kenya. And although it's cliche, it's honest. It was a life-changing experience. Not only did I see the incredible work of Free the Children, how they were breaking the cycle of poverty, but I had the opportunity to share my story with some of the kids at the Free the Children schools. And after I told them everything, a young girl raised her hand. And she said to me that she didn't know something like this, meaning the loss of my legs, could happen to white people too. And that one phrase fundamentally changed the entire course of my life. We can get so caught up in the can'ts and the won'ts that we forget about the hows. My how became using my story to inspire other people to not only look at challenges differently, but to get involved with something that they were passionate about.
For those of you who are expecting Harry Styles, I apologise. And no, I'm not going to sing. I feel extremely privileged and incredibly nervous to be here, standing in front of you today at the first WEday to be held in the UK. You may not feel like it, but I can assure you that collectively, your actions can and will shape the course of our future. After all, we all share this planet together, so we must help and inspire others to do the same.
To be heard around the world, she began anonymously blogging for the BBC about living under the Taliban's threats to deny her an education. However, once her identity was revealed, she became a target for the Taliban, and on October 9, 2012, Malala was shot by a gunman while travelling home from school.
Pakistani girl Malala Yousafzai, who was shot in the head.
Young girl was shot and wounded.
She is still in critical condition.
New hope for the brave young girl who was shot in the head for speaking out against the Taliban. The 14-year-old has been sent to England for further treatment.
Miraculously, Malala survived and has continued to speak out on the importance of education around the world. In 2013, Malala became the youngest person ever to be nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. However, according to Malala, the only prize in her mind is the award to see every child go to school, a goal that she is ready to dedicate her life to.
In the name of God, the most beneficent, the most merciful. First of all, I would like to say Assalamu alaikum. I think you may know me as the girl who was shot by the Taliban or who got head injury. But I would like to share my story with you. Who I am, where do I come from? How was my life before this incident? Economically, I was born in a poor family, but ethically, it was rich. I could not tell the truth. I also stole my friend's jewelry. I was very young at the time. But the fact is that once I did these mistakes, I learned from them. And I never repeated them. I just want to tell you that we have some weaknesses. We all are not perfect. We face terrorism. And at that time, I realized that education was something very important. More than 400 schools were blasted at that time. And we had two options at that time. One was not to speak and die, and the second was to speak and then die. And I chose the second one. We spoke at that time. We raised our voices. I wrote a diary for BBC. I also appeared in New York Times documentaries. I also wrote few articles, spoke to media channels. I did not know that outside Swat, the world was listening to our words. And soon I discovered that the powerful tool, the powerful weapon you have is your voice. I faced this incident in my life as well. On the 9th of October, I was shot by the Taliban. But on that day, the little bit fear that I had died, and courage and strength and power as well. We should not have prejudice or discrimination in our society because of the color or gender or religion. We should love each other, we should accept each other's views, we should respect. My dream is to work for education, to see every child going to school, getting quality education, and I dream for a bright future, for a better world. Thank you.
Everybody just to let it go.